found us here on the recorded version of this. We wanted to go live. I was really excited to talk with Mike, but you know what? I still get to talk with Mike, so it's going to be great. So here we go, guys. Hello and welcome to the PMQ live update for what is today, Mike? April
Friday the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really getting hard for people to tell days anymore. You know, you go by dates. So we are here with Mike Donaker of Adunja Chat Experts, right? Did I pronounce that right?
You got it. You did, absolutely.
All right, so what Mike's going to talk to us today is about, you know, kind of staying visible and at the forefront of your social media, but some of the best practices and tips, and he's going to give you tips about how some of your posts might be getting reduced or not seen as much. Some of the mistakes that you're making that makes those algorithms target your posts and put them to the back. So, Mike, why don't you just briefly kind of tell us about yourself and Adunja and what they do?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on, first of all. I know it's crazy times right now, you know, so you guys doing this every day is a big help for the community, of the pizza community, and restaurant owners in general. If they stumble across it, I mean, you guys are delivering great information every day, so hopefully we can help contribute that in a small little part. So we are a marketing company with social media, but we don't really do what most people think with social media. So just to give you a little background on where we started from and how we got to where we are now, so that hopefully when we give you the tips and tricks, you'll think that we know a little bit about what we're talking about and maybe implement a couple of them. We started about 4 years ago, and we created an app, and the app was very similar to like what maybe Groupon did back in the day. We ran it here in Vegas, and we offered exclusive discounts to drive people into businesses and then hopefully get them to do repeat business with that business versus going back to Groupon. The business was successful. We had over 300 businesses on the app here in Vegas. We had a great following of users, but what we realized very quickly was to get our app on everyone's phone was going to cost us a lot of money, and it wasn't going to be very effective because people delete apps every day. They download it, they use it what they want, and they get rid of it. For us trying to deliver an experience for our clients that were going to use that app, it would make no benefit if we were deleting our app every day and they wouldn't go see what their offer was or specials they had coming up, Super Bowl promotions, whatever it be. So we went back to the drawing board and figured, okay, we have a great following, we have a lot of clients, how do we make this work better? After a lot of research, we basically landed on that we need to be on Messenger through Facebook because it's already installed on everyone's phone. And we implemented some softwares that allow us to use chatbot technology because it was able to help us deliver the message automatically with a human element to it. So that's kind of where we shifted from the app over to being with Facebook and with Messenger. And we already had a huge following in the pizza community and restaurant community. So we just kind of took the people we had there, brought them over to our new platform, and kind of expanded from there. So,
all right. So it sounds like what you guys are doing is so, you know, kind of solely focusing on Facebook. It's not necessarily just, you know, online ordering or stuff like that, but it's a social media push for people solely through Facebook.
Yeah, we use Facebook and we use Instagram also, but everything's through a Facebook ads, which Instagram is owned by Facebook. So we use one platform to go across both those social medias. So the key is we don't do, like, if you want to find a guy that makes 3 posts a week for you, we're not your guy. If you want to have someone that goes and responds to messages on social media, that's not what we do. We're very niched on what we do. We're not going to really get into that too much today, except for our free curbside service that we want to give everyone that tunes in. But, you know, we're not social media people. We're not posting people. We do things a little bit differently. So
okay.
We're coming from the app side of it, though. We had no experience with Facebook ads. So we had to learn, like, who is the best of the best, who can we talk to. And, you know, that took us to spend tens of thousands of dollars going to, like, courses and seminars. And we landed on a gentleman that does a lot of social media marketing called Billy Genius Marketing. And that's kind of where we learned our Facebook ads and everything that we did. Through the course of doing that, we got to meet a mentor of mine now and a good friend, Matt Clapp, which had kind of a system he runs. And we developed that, his basically expertise, along with what we learned through Billy and Facebook ads, and created what we now call Adunja Chat Experts, where we build a database and drive sales for our clients. So,
all right. Well, and again, I'm not making a free commercial for you, Mike. The only reason we're talking is because I think you're doing something that's good for the industry right now. I just want to put that out there for everybody. So now that we know who you are and what you do, why don't we kind of go into what you can offer these guys? I mean, there's some, I know we have kind of a roadmap that we're going to follow here. So I'm going to let you take it because you're a pro. And honestly, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show myself. So.
All right, perfect. Well, what we're doing is, so basically what we are is we have over 40 regular clients when this occurred. And, obviously everything changed when this things happened. Everyone had to adjust. And we heard quick from either existing clients or people we were talking about bringing on with us that business is changing, business is going down, things are changing. So we talked with my team and we're like, we have to do something to help these guys. So we paused our retainers and our fees that we were charging with our clients because our services weren't going to be the same moving forward. So we created what we call a curbside chatbot. And what that does is it helps the businesses that are staying and drive sales through our online chatbot, but also by doing it whether they have going, whether they're posting on social media, whether they have Facebook ads, if they have email, if they have text, whatever they're doing, we're telling them, hey, put this link in there. Tell people it's very easy to do curbside pickup. Do if you're having them come in and pick up the order, or if you're doing delivery. I'll show you real quick a demo here just to kind of give you how it works. But we're doing that, and it's no cost to anybody. We're offering it for free for everybody that comes on as a way to help them out. We have clients that are, and I don't want to say clients because like we've picked up 40 some clients since this started. We're not charging one of them. So we're doing it for free right now for 40 plus businesses. And we want to expand that to everybody else that we can possibly help during this tough time. So.
Well, and I wanted to say you were cutting out just a half second there, honestly, when you said the word free. So this is something that you're doing for free for the industry and people out there right now. Something you can help everybody in this time. So this is through your chat bot. Go ahead and take over the screen and you can show your demo.
All right.
And we're going to get to, stay tuned, guys, because he's got a lot of great tips on just how you get. He's not charging you for this, so there's a lot of great tips on how to stay relevant and prevalent on your social media.
Yeah, and the tips that we're going to talk about, like you could call us up on any one of those, and we do not do one of those services. We're just giving them to you because it's good information, and it's things that you can implement the moment we're done with this interview. You can implement stuff that we're going to show you. So, and likewise with the bot. If you guys want to get involved with the bot, we'll tell you how to contact us, and we'll get set up within 24 hours, and there will be no charge for that at all. So. All right, so can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is this is Flows, which is Dan Uccello, which I think we did the first comment, the first interview.
He was our first victim. Yes, he was.
Yeah. Hey, he was a good first victim because Dan's obviously well known in the industry, knows what he's talking about, and so on and so forth. Ignore the alerts up top. Those are actually clients of ours that are the bots working in real time. So I get alerts. So that's DYO Pizza that's having a client come in right now. I can't do anything about that. So just ignore those if you see them. So what this is someone would come in through either Facebook on your post, Instagram. It could be through email. It could be you gave a friend, hey, go to this URL. And they would basically click the URL and they would come to this bot, what we chat bot. And all it does is help walk the customer through a series of questions to help alleviate your phone ringing as much if you have online ordering, or trying to take the burden off your staff, because we know a lot of guys are running with a smaller staff right now. Things have changed up. They maybe didn't have curbside pickup. They maybe didn't have delivery. So we're doing this as a way to help them as restaurateurs are kind of adjusting on the fly. We put this in place to kind of help them to drive some sales. Some of our guys are making extra $50 to $100 a day in business. Some are doing $500-600 a day. It just depends on what the restaurant was doing before, the clientele, how bad it is in that area, just a bunch of different factors. But here's basically how it works. So they come in, we're asking for their email and their phone number because we want to gather some data for you. I'll preach until the end of the day that you should have had a database a year ago. You should have a database now. A database is key. Like with Dan, we had a pretty decent database in place. So when this happened, we announced, hey, we're not open in the restaurant, but you can do the pickup service. You can order online, and it helped him facilitate more business during the transition. So we're going to ask for their email and a phone number, which we'll give to you guys. And then after they answer that question, we send them the offer. This is here's either doing a 20% off. On this one here, mention the code, and then it tells them here's the address when they come to pick up. So if I click call in my order, the phone number will pop up right on the screen, and I can call in and make that. If I order online, it's going to pull up the online ordering platform, which I won't wait too long for it to load, but it's going to pull that and allow that person to make the order online so that they don't have to call in. And then we're going to also click, we're here, we'll click the menu, and they can go and see your menu and get everything. So we're trying to do as much as we can just in here, so you're not getting phone calls. Hey, do you have, X, Y, and Z pizza? Do you have your specials going? Like, we're trying to alleviate that for you. So once they place the order on the phone, or once they order online, they'll click the I place my order button, and we will send them instructions on what to do next, which in this case, it gives them the address, tells them to head on over, and then we'll send you another text shortly. 10 minutes later, we send them another message and says, hey, now that you've arrived, go ahead and head to the door and read the sign before coming in. Each restaurant or each pizzeria is going to be a little different because depending on what they have going. Curbside pickup, we have one client that has going through a delivery window. So it's going to be different with how you're doing this message here. So we tailor that for your actual business. This one here says read the sign before you come in. And then once they get done with the order, 5 minutes later, we ask them to tell us what their check total was. So we can kind of let the business know, like, hey, we're bringing in some money for you. That's just kind of a little tracking thing that we do. On our program, we spend a lot more time on that specific part. But because we're trying to get this out to as many restaurant owners that can use this right now at no cost, we're not so worried about our tracking on the backside. We just want you to know that people are coming in. You're going to be able to tell us, hey, 5 more people came in today, versus us trying to tell you, hey, we've seen 5 people came in today. So.
All right. So basically, people are texting you, more or less, they're messaging you guys, and you're messaging over to, like, let's just to the restaurant, and then you just relaying the information. You almost become, for lack of a better term, a kind of a call center. But then if they can tell you what the last check order was, it helps you with your booking and stuff too. So it's one of those things where they're just kind of taking the ease off your phones and some of the stress out of your ordering system, right?
Absolutely. And when you make a post, that's another one going through. When you make a post on your page, like if you post it, a lot of our clients are pinning it to the top of their page, and so people are coming in, they just click that, and they're off and going. So they call you now. They go to your website. They do the ordering. They don't have to figure it out. They don't have to go to the website. They don't have to call you to ask 10 questions. Like, we're helping streamline that process for you. And like I said, we have one client that started out with curbside pickup, and he's like, man, I got a ton of people coming for curbside pickup. Can we reword it so everything goes to the drive-through because we have a window? I'm like, absolutely. So we updated it. Now the message tells them, hey, when you pull up, get in the drive-through line. We'll know you're here and your order will be ready. So, and then all this 5 after they enter the amount they check total, we thank them for coming in. Want to use the offer again? We have a keyword that they can type. I'm coming back as much as possible right now in these times. So the business can decide whether they want to use the offer multiple times or not. That can be removed. And then we ask them if we can tell them about a future offer, which is obviously what we just said right there. And then the cool thing is we asked them if they would mind giving us a quick review. 5-star review ratings obviously are big right now if you can get on people's radar with everything that's going on. So if they click a 5 or 4-star review, we send them to a link, which most businesses give us a Google link where they can go leave that review. If they give us a 3-star or less review, we ask them for their name, email, and phone number, and we give that information to the manager or owner that we have as the contact so they can follow up and kind of fix that situation before it lands on social media, before it lands on a review site.
Oh, so even those 3 stars or less, they're moderated. So, but I like how you get the information. They can kind of call and rectify it before it becomes an issue.
Right.
So is there a lot of organic interaction? Is there like a real person at some point, like putting things up, or all these kind of form responses that
everything that you've seen here, because I went through and did this before, so you guys don't have to wait for the responses. Everything you've seen here is done by our system. We type that all out. But if they have a question in between any of this, if something's different, then the business knows to monitor it, and our team also is looking at it. And if they have like a question that comes up right away, like a lot of with Dan, they're doing the home kits. So we had a lot of people asking, how long can I keep this in the freezer for? When do I have to cook it by? So we quick tell Dan, contact with Dan, hey, Dan, someone's asking about this, and then they jump in and answer right away on Messenger, and it's a smooth process. So, and instead of having to call up.
Well, I was going to say, if people responding to this negatively, or you guys are filtering out the stupid posts like, hey, Dan, I saw your glasses. I didn't like the color of them. They don't need to hear that, right?
They don't need to hear that.
You guys are managing that so they can do their business.
Yeah, we call it cleaning the inbox in Messenger, similar to email. We're
I love
cleaning the
that.
box to keep it clean for them. And if it's something that their staff has to read, we mark it in Messenger with a yellow star, and that way their team knows come in and look right at the top, and they'll see what they have to answer.
Okay, well, I love this because this is free right now for everybody.
Yeah,
Get in
absolutely.
there, and I mean, it's a great program, and it helps. People don't need to be worried about small, and I'm just going to say it, guys, small BS right now.
Right.
Very good
And that's
stuff.
why that's why we're not tracking. We're not so worried about that number amount. If it was our full program, which we're not even talking about today, we would make sure that we're having the employee check to make sure that amount gets entered, so we can show that business the ROI and what they're spending with us. But for this, we just want to get more traffic to you. We want to get you guys more business. So we're just trying to keep it as simple as possible, mainstream it, and give them an option where you guys, if you don't have a great online presence or you don't have online ordering or whatever the situation is, you can simply take the URL that we give you. We set all this up. You do nothing. And then you put that URL across whatever you're doing. Social media, email, text, your friend, that you're doing your social distancing with on a Zoom link, whatever you want to do. And this system will take over and help drive the sales for you. So,
Well, and I did want to actually ask a question, something at the beginning of that, and that was great. I didn't stop you at the 2 minutes you said it was going to be, because it was good information, and I love the demo. I think it's something that could benefit some of these guys who, don't want to set up, don't necessarily even have the funds right now to set up with an online ordering program. But you were talking about needing the database from, was that from the POS, so that can you incorporate their database of customer information into this? You can give them kind of tracking on that, or
on our
you mentioned database. Program, I just wanted to go back to that.
Yeah, on our full program, we have we do a lot more database like stuff with your POS system or however you're set up. But what we're doing with this, when we're gathering that name and email and the phone number, we'll send that over to you like every few weeks, so that way you have that. If you already have an email, marketing that you're doing, if you already have text marketing that you're doing, there's no way you're not going to take an extra 50, 100, or 200 names if we got them for you. So.
Okay, so that's even on the full program, which we're not even talking about today, guys.
Nope. Everything that we showed you there is free, and we're giving it to you just to help out. If we can gain an extra 200 people that you have a database, whether that's your first 200 people because you don't have one yet, or you got 5,000 people, you always want to be able to get your message out to more people, especially during this time.
So we're helping out right now. We'll talk about later. Everybody's in the same boat in this situation. So let's move on. You have a giant list of bullet points about all these free, not just these tips, the best practices on social media to make sure you don't get pushed back. Because I wasn't aware of some of these things you were even talking about. If you have so many, well, you know what? Just take it away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you explain.
Some of the stuff is going to be things that people probably know or think they know, and some of the stuff will be like, wow, I had no idea. So I'll go through them. I'll stop after each one. So if there's any questions, you can ask, or if you see anything coming in. But the first thing I can say, and what, again, you want to do already, but now more than ever, you got to go live. You go live every day. And what we'll hear from our clients is like, well, I don't have anything to say, or I don't have anything to show. People meaning your audience, love to see something going on in the kitchen, a pie coming out of the oven. Something that you're doing, you slow down, tossing a pizza dough, like anything that you can do content-wise, go live and show them what's happening, especially right now. Like, show them how you walk a pizza out to contactless curbside, or whatever it is you're doing. Just go live and show them. And the key when you're going live is you want to get, if you can, you want to be able, there you go, perfect. You want to be able to go like 3 minutes. You're going to get better reach. If you jump on there for 20, 30 seconds, Facebook's algorithm hasn't even had a chance to really like fire up. And at 20, 30 seconds you're on there, you're like, you feel good. I just went live, baby, but you're only on there for 30 seconds. So try to go 2-3 minutes, and you're going to get a lot more organic reach. So, and don't be afraid of doing it. No one's going to look good doing a live the first time. No one's going to look good doing a video the first time. Just get on there and do it. I look at my stuff from a few years ago. Lighting was horrible. Wasn't looking at the camera, doing all these sort of things. But at the end of the day, people don't care. They just want to see what you're doing and what you're talking about, especially right now. So go live. The second one with organic photos, we take over a lot of clients that have amazing pictures, and they're like, we get no reach. We get no reactions from it. No one's responding to it. And Facebook's algorithm wants you taking pictures from your iPhone, from your Android, from your Pixel, whatever it is. They want organic, meaning coming from a camera. And you can do a lot. You can blur the background to make the food look good and the background's blurred. You can do a bunch of different things. But when you put a doctored photo in there, Facebook's algorithm kills that post or that image. And when you go spend it, whether you're doing advertising for it or whether you're announcing it to your fans, 5,000 fans on Facebook, they're not going to see it because Facebook's like throttling who that is reaching.
Well, when you say like doctor, do you mean like somebody goes in there with or not Facebook, but Photoshop and just kind of adds a bunch of stuff like that? What about filters? And you said you can use some of the filters on your phone. Are there filters on your phone that kind of get tagged?
Absolutely. Portrait mode right now will turn anybody into a photographer for what you would need to do at a restaurant level. You go to portrait mode on your phone. You focus in on the food item, whether it's a plate or whether it's coming out of the oven, and you tap that area there, and you'll see the background will automatically start to blur, and it'll look like a professional photo. But whatever that phone says with that code that you and I don't know to Facebook knows that was an organic picture that was taken, and it will show much better. So,
okay.
And then two other things on here is no text, meaning you have an amazing picture of a pizza, and then you put on there open from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. tonight in huge text, and you slap it on top of that image. That will kill that picture.
Well, no text overlay. I'm going to stop sharing, but you were showing me something like, can you share that real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, because you actually, as soon as you said overlay, again, you went mute. So you just said no text. But I want you to show and explain and demonstrate real quick, because these are great tips, guys.
Yeah, so here's what we mean when we text overlay. So this is the image about, obviously, with like home kits, these are dough balls. And the image over here we put on there, get your pizza kits today. Great thing to do with the kids. The message is perfect, right? That's what they want to hear right now, like fun at home, easy to do, something we can do. But because this image or this message is directly over this photo, Facebook isn't showing this to anybody. They're saying it's not organic, and they're going to kill that post. If it's a regular organic post, less fans are going to see it. If you spend money to advertise this, Facebook's going to take that money, no problem. But they will not get the reach that you want on this. A lot of times what a restaurant owner will do is they're in a hurry and they're like, oh, I can do Facebook ads. They'll hit the boost button and they'll boost this image. And if it's a $20 bill, on this particular example, there's a time to boost. But in this particular example, you're throwing that $20 bill in the trash because Facebook is not going to convert this photo. So this is the worst case example, right? If you scroll down,
got text overlay and a logo behind it on top of a good picture. So
yeah, your branding down here and then the text overlay. Okay. The second version of the same exact photo is Facebook has what they call a 25% rule, meaning that image, they don't want more than 25% text. And the thing to keep in mind with that is a lot of times your logo, if you have the name of your business in your logo and you put that on 25% of that screen, that logo is considered text. So that's something to keep in mind. So this image here is a little bit better. The wording is smaller, but I'm still doing branding down here. So it's still not organic in Facebook's eyes. It will do better than this, but it's not what they want yet. Mm-hmm. The third option is here, where there's absolutely no text, but I need to get my brand out still. What we suggest is they're on your Facebook page. They're going to your post. They're seeing your ad. They already know it's you. This isn't even needed. The ideal situation that you want for perfect conversion is this right here, and then your message is in your post. You're going to say the thing about the kids can have fun making the kits at home, and it's a great activity for the family, and they're $8 or $10 or whatever you're selling for. Put that message in the actual text above, and then leave this photo to run organically, and it will do much better.
Okay, so basically, I mean, a lot of people are doing this, but some people get really fancy, and I mean that could actually hurt them in the long run.
And you're not doing anything wrong, right? You're trying to deliver a good message. You're trying to tell people something great, but you don't know Facebook's rules, and or you're out thinking it sometimes. So
all right, so yeah, we just talked about the 25% text rule. I'm going to share my screen here. So we went over this whole section right here.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to talk about, I guess, is screen time.
Yeah, with screen time real quick, but on that bottom part there, that facebook.com/ads tools text overlay, if you go there and you're unsure about an image or your logo being over it, if you put that image in there, it will tell you if it's going to convert or not. So that's a great little URL there to put in. If you got to have your logo on that picture, put it in there and then let them see what it is. That's a great website to go to check it out.
Okay, and I'll put these tips up in the post too, so you guys can download them because these are great tips. So I'm going to let you keep going because I know we got a lot here.
All right. Screen time is pretty self-explanatory. Right now, everyone is on their phones, on their desktops, their tablets, whatever it is, more than ever. So you just got to post daily to stay top of mind, right? You don't want to, like, we have a client that hadn't posted in basically 8 months, and she's posted every day the last 2 weeks. She's reacting. If she would have been posting every day, every other day, just something, she would have had a much higher following when this mess occurred. So get on there and post right now. If you haven't been doing it, there's no wrong time to start, especially because we're all at home right now, sitting on our phones, sitting on our tablets. Get in front of them, right?
Captive audience. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And then the big thing with this is, you know, you want to use like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time when you're posting stuff, show them an employee, show them something going on in the community, talk about something that's happening. 20% of the time, sell. You don't want to get on there every day and say, we got a pizza special for $10.99. Tomorrow, we got a breadstick special for $3.99. You don't want to do that every day. You want to get on there and do some organic stuff that you're telling them about, stuff that's going on in your restaurant, stuff that's happening in the community, something funny, something not related at all. And then 20% of the time, drive your points home. So
I like that percentage breakdown right there. Just, you know, kind of keep the normalcy. You can't. We're all putting out messages, but it just kind of progresses or pushes the negativity of what's happening. Let's stay positive. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, a lot. You know, from seeing them, a lot of guys are doing stuff with first responders and nurses and things like that. That is great content. Not to say to take advantage of it, but people are going to want to know. Mrs. Jones is want to know that you guys supported the community. That post is going to do so much better than your $3.99 breadstick offer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a reality.
It's the best of the both worlds. It's like they want to know what you're doing. They want you to keep them updated, but this is also positive about what you're doing. Is there a specific amount of times that you would recommend? Is there, you know, too many times to post during a day? Is there a specific time you should post?
The time you should post, as you start posting more, Facebook will actually tell you, as you get into a rhythm, they'll tell you that your fans respond to your content Wednesday at 4 p.m. So you'll get that over time. Starting out, you will not get that message if you're not posting enough. So we would say just if you post a couple times a day, you're doing fine. At least once a day. You don't want to post 10 times a day. The thing is too much posting. You get in there too much. Facebook's like, you're just out there just posting just to post. So 2 to 3 is our number that we see that tracks well. And if you can do one a day, you're going to be more than good. So
that's probably why we're getting blocked or having trouble connecting live today to Facebook, honestly, because we're doing so much. Seriously, I mean, this is right for us too. So, you know, a couple times a day. And you said if you do it regularly, Facebook is going to start telling you when you have your best engagement or interaction with your audience. Right?
Yeah. Yep. They're going to tell you the best time to put your content up as they get a log on you. So.
All right. Well, so it says here, get on Facebook and Instagram, mix up content.
Yeah, the biggest thing from that one there is just don't auto post. It's so easy to go to Instagram, make your post, and then you have your Facebook account linked to it, so it posts in both areas. If you post on Instagram and you're using hashtags, those hashtags don't convert over on Facebook, right? On Facebook, you're using @, like @Brian, right? You're @PMQ. You're doing it a different way. So take the extra, 20 seconds, copy it from Instagram if that's where you started your post. Go into Facebook and then repost it. Don't do the auto posting thing. It'll convert much better if you just take the extra time and post them on both platforms.
Okay, well, and then you mentioned the next thing is use Facebook Publisher. It's free. All these other things, and I know we've done it in the past, and a lot of people do it. You schedule them. It used to be easy to schedule a bunch of different fun posts throughout the day, but now since it's all live and stuff, you don't want to use Hootsuite and others because they actually charge a fee, which can be done for free.
Yeah, and publishers come a long way in the last 4 to 6 months where it basically is a buffer. It basically is a Hootsuite. So it's doing that stuff. And again, Facebook wants you using organic stuff. So when they see using those third-party places, that can not help the algorithm a little bit as well. So, and then on the end of that there, we talk about the, be mindful of your schedule. We had, when all this was happening, St. Patty's Day was upon us, right? We had a number of clients that had St. Patty Day scheduled posts that went out that were not relevant because they were not open. So you got to be aware. If you're going to do scheduling, you got to be aware of what's on that thing. You already built the content, so just quick look at it every day just to make sure it still makes sense on what's going out, especially if you're getting a week or two ahead.
Yeah, especially, and I think most people we're a week or two ahead of what people had scheduled now. So, but I mean,
Right.
again, these are great tips, So just be in there, make sure that if you're not doing the posting, you're talking with your social media person or your marketing person to know what's coming up and make sure that it's all relevant. So we're moving on to reviews. Why don't you walk us through that real quick?
Sure. Reviews, obviously, you see a bad review. It goes one of two ways, right? Are we upset because that didn't happen, and we respond again to like an online argument with them? You don't want to do that because everybody sees that beef or that battle. So you want to address the issue, but not really take blame or take it personal. The flip side of it, which owners do not do across the board, which we can all do better, is respond to the good reviews. And respond could be just giving it a like. Thanks for the feedback. We love the support. It can be one little line, right? But if you look at the amount of reviews you get through Facebook, 5-star reviews, if you look at all those reviews you get, go to any business page and you will not see responses. Well, I go on there and I tell Brian, man, I had the most amazing pizza tonight. Sauce was delicious. Brian and his team doesn't acknowledge me for a month, right? Not a big deal, but when I see that you actually liked it, it makes me feel good that I left you a good review. I'm going to review you every time I come back. So just give a like or a quick little comment on there. You don't have to write a book, but I promise you, responding to 5-star reviews will convert so much better than trying to take care of that one bad one.
Well, yeah, it's acknowledgement. I mean, I don't want to leave something that I don't know people appreciate. So, and thank you for liking my pizza. It is the best sauce in the world. Just by
Absolutely.
So yeah, address the issues without taking blame. I like that. I mean, it's hard to not kind of get combative sometimes on it, but you can get a little combative, but handle it with aplomb. Be courteous. You want these guys to come back and keep spending money with you. So, and this goes for any kind of those online review systems, which I will not name here because most of them people kind of hate. So, so as far as Messenger, we're talking about right now, get on it.
Yeah. Get on Messenger. More and more people are going there. The stats of Messenger versus email, the stats versus Messenger and text, it's overwhelming how many more people are becoming more Messenger reliant.
Well, when we say Messenger, what are we talking about here? Is it Facebook Messenger?
Through Facebook, they have what they call the Messenger platform. And just yesterday, because Facebook's not going to sit on something, right? Zoom is one of the most opportunistic businesses right now by mistake because of everything that's happening. Facebook has had Messenger for years. Yesterday, midday, after I did these notes, they announced that they now have a desktop version for Windows and for Mac. And the reason they're doing that is because they know everybody's sitting on these computers right now and talking. So
yeah, I was trying to get a better quality webcam the other day, and of course you can't get it because everybody's trying to get them now. So
right.
So get on Messenger. So Facebook Messenger, that platform. You're talking about. Let's go back to A. So more customers going there.
Yeah, just more customers are going there. You get faster replies. These are in real time. If somebody is on your menu that's online, they have a question. They're not going to go to your info screen and send an email and wait 2 to 3 days for a response. They're going to jump on Messenger. Hey, do you have a gluten-free crust? Right? They're going there to try to get that real-time answer. The reason they're going to Messenger is because they think or they know if they use it that's where I get a quicker reply. So if you don't answer that for 2 or 3 days, like an email or we respond in 48 hours, then you're losing the point of what Messenger is. So just keep an eye on it. Your alerts go right to your phone, and it's very easy just to them. You'll make them happy in much less time.
Well, I mean, and it sounds at this point, even if maybe trying to keep people employed too, you hand this responsibility over to somebody else. You're focusing on your business. You're trying to keep everything running. Hey, you worry about just responding to people. Get somebody competent that's not going to piss people off.
Yep, absolutely. And like I said, for our full clients, we don't know every business's in and outs from the inside, and we can answer enough questions. So if you have an employee doing it, they're going to knock it out of the park. If they have someone that can look at that. So, go ahead. See, self-explanatory. You don't answer them. It's just if you're not replying to them, it's going to defeat the purpose of why they went there. They went to Messenger because they're looking for instant gratification. So make sure you're answering them. If you're not answering them, it's not like a missed email. I mean, they're going there to get that answer. So.
All right, so QR codes. I mean, I thought they came, we used them. I thought they went away. It was always blowing me away that they would put them on billboards. How somebody's supposed to be driving by and trying to capture the QR code. I mean,
right,
going through Facebook, I would assume, right?
Yeah, it's about placement, and I don't know, I might have put it away here, but it's about placement with QR codes. You're exactly right. On a billboard that's going down while I'm heading down, the 15 here in Vegas. I'm not gonna stop and try to get my
Even
phone
on
to
the
do
side of
that.
a bus, I've been seeing them. I mean, are you
Right.
kidding me?
But where they convert really well is digitally. So if they're on anything that's digitally, they convert really well. If they're using them on stuff right now, like what we're doing is the QR codes, we give them to our clients that we have, or the people using our free trial, and we're letting them use it and put it on there to get that scan. So whether they're grabbing a bag or it's on a box and it's taped, it's a little information about you. Maybe it says thank you or whatever you want, and there's a QR code. They point their phone at it. It's not like before where you had to like log in and do 7 steps. Now you just point your phone at a QR code with your camera, and it's going to open up automatically.
Okay.
And
Something stationary too. Yeah, I mean, you want to keep people safe, obviously, but that's the best
exactly.
outreach, right? That's the best engagement or interaction.
Yep, absolutely. And the cool thing with us, like if they anything that we do, we're going to gather that information for them to scan that, and for us to say hi. We're going to make sure that we get their name, their email, their phone number, because our stuff is going to point back to Messenger. But you can do that with whatever platforms you're using. If you have a website, if you're going to a landing page, however you're doing it, that QR code can be programmed to get what info you need from it. So, I mean, even on our business cards, we switched them recently. QR code takes up half of one side of my business card now. So they're a lot bigger. This is what it was before. This was the front, the back was the logo, and now the new ones are half of it's a QR code.
Yeah, do one more time real quick. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so that's the new one. All right.
That's the new one. Logo still, and then the QR code. This is the old one. Had our information, ways to contact us, and the back was the logo. These things here convert so much better. So
yeah, so they are still relevant, just in certain ways. I think they were kind of being abused before. So
yeah, I mean, without saying their name, I mean, one of the big 5 spent a fortune for a QR program for being able to come in and pick up a hot pie. They had a huge marketing campaign behind that, and it was all QR driven.
All right. Well, I mean, that's great information too. I mean, you put them on your paper menus, on your boxes, box toppers, just leaflets, anything like that.
Especially right now, Brian.
It drives the repeat customers. You put it on all your delivery stuff, and you gather data.
Yeah, yeah. And right now with the curbside and delivery, they're not coming in. This is a better way. That you can't hand them a menu. You can't talk to them for 5 minutes. This is a way for you to stay top of mind. And the hard part's already done. They already came in and got your food. Now all they got to do is go home and enjoy it, and that QR code should pay for itself in no time.
So, I mean, would you recommend that people that when you use that QR code, put up these messages about what they're doing to stay safe and instructions, kind of directing the customer, teaching the customer of the new procedures as far as like contact list, curbside delivery, or curbside service or delivery?
Yep. One of our clients, their QR code points to the 4 steps of placing the order with them and how they keep people safe. It shows them when they scan it, it goes onto the website, which they have a page that's /curbside or something, and it shows the 4 steps of how they pick up the order. So.
All right. Well, and then the last one, or build a database.
Yeah, build a database. Again, just now more than ever, you got to have a database. If you don't already have one, just start. If you get a name, the email, and a phone number, now they've allowed you to opt in for email, which is good in its place. Email is not what it used to be, but there's still a place for it to get the message out. But you have to have the consent from them saying, yeah, go ahead and tell me what's going on. And text messaging is good. And then with if you're using Messenger or any kind of program that we're doing and the free curbside service we're offering, that's going to be tied to Messenger, which is also database building. So our clients that have done the best during this transition in the short term are the ones that have a database that's been in place, that they can send a message out to, and it goes out to 5,000 people that can get that text and email. You may have a 10%, a 12% click-through rate, but you know what? If you have that database, that's 10 or 12% more than you would have hit if you don't have a database in place. So,
yeah. Well, and it's also there, for like the new mover, or just, repeat customer things. You want to put that out there for the flyers and things like that, just kind of reaching out to your customers.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You have that already. A lot of people do. So this integrates well with Facebook.
Yep, it works perfect with it, and it works across all platforms.
Yeah, and Adunja and the chat box that you guys are working with. So,
absolutely.
All right. So everybody's got a database. They're doing better than others that did not. So we're talking about being consistent now. This is the final thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm watching this. So my eyes are wandering, but I'm just as enthralled as you guys. So go ahead, take it away.
Be consistent with your marketing. We kind of covered it above, but like post daily, stay on message, don't oversell. Get consistent in what you're doing. Like Brian, your scheduling is pretty close. Other than we have the daily updates there, you're pretty close to the same time every day. People will start to know, hey, I can go there and this is happening at that time. That the first week or two that you're doing it, it's going to feel like you're talking to yourself and it's a lost cause. I promise if you stay consistent with it, you will see the snowball effect start and you'll start gaining momentum, but you have to stick with it. And that's with your marketing, whether it's digital, whether it's, in store, when the places are open, whatever's going on, stay consistent with your marketing and your message, and it'll work a lot better. With your food, same thing. With your food and then third party kind of goes into the same deal. I'm not a chef. I'm not going to, speak outside of shop. But the one thing that we get back, because we see a lot of the stuff that comes back with our clients, is that third party, the food from presentation that they're used to coming in on Friday and eating versus what they get at their home through a third party delivery service right now, there's a drop off. I'm not the chef. I don't run the back of house, so I'm not going to try to act like I do. But whatever you're delivering out to that table, figure out how to make that work however it can for delivery, because that's what we're seeing on the backside from people, complaints or concerns, is that they're not getting the same experience that they get coming in versus, Johnny from a third party app coming and pick up their food and bringing it to them. So try to be consistent and deliver that message the best you can, and try to keep it consistent. So and inspect what you expect is very simple. You can't tell people to do something without knowing that you're doing the same thing. We say it from a marketing standpoint. And then the one that here, like the industry has heard table touches for years, right? Do table touches, go talk to people, see how they're doing, did they have a good experience, so on and so forth. If you are doing curbside right now and you're not allowing that person to come in, or they can't come in, right? But you're going out, whether it's you as the owner, whether it's your best person that's running the front lines for you, whoever that is right now, go out there and have them do that table touch, which we're now referring to as car touches. Have them go out there when they deliver it. It's as simple as this. Simple little, hey, good to see you again, especially if you recognize your normal Friday night customer coming to pick up. Give them that wave. Do that car touch. And again, it's going to make them feel better. And when they think about where they're going next week, they're going to want to come back to see you, because there's that small little part that they still got to enjoy the experience, even though they weren't able to come in. So do the car touches. It sounds, it's going along with especially a lot of our single location operators. It's doing really well. So,
well, and yeah, like you said, it's that human contact without contacting other humans. If you don't get that one-on-one engagement with your customers, they don't have that desire to come back to you. So
right, exactly.
You do it safely, do it at a distance, but go out there and say, hey, how was everything? I love places where I go and sit down and the managers come out and say, how was your meal? Was everything?
Oh, who doesn't, right? I mean, it's the best.
Something, or if they're just doing it on their own, but it makes me feel good, and I engage well with that. So
yeah, it's the best experience you have, and it's so easy to do. I mean, even if you have a large dining area, you got some ground to cover, right? On curbside pickup, they're in spot 1, 2, or 3. They're gonna be pretty close to where you're going. Go out there, hey, do your thing, and it's just a feel good experience for them. So.
All right, Mike. Well, I do appreciate all the information you've given us here. Now, I know we were talking about the curbside app and all that stuff, and that's something that you're offering for free to these guys. What are you guys offering on the back end, when this all kind of disappears?
On the back end, I mean, if you use the curbside, which I would encourage everybody to at least contact us to a couple more questions if you have them, or to get it set up if you're understanding what we're showing you today. Again, we're not gonna drive 10,000 a day in sales. We're not claiming to do that, but we're trying to get a few extra sales each day with whatever it is you're already doing, whether it's delivery, pickup, drive-through, whatever you got going. We can change the wording and that experience to kind of like main that and make it a smoother process for you. If you love what we do, if this thing goes a month, if this thing goes 4 months, I mean, no one knows like what areas are coming back on when. But we're going to be there with this free service the entire time. Like I said, I think it's 46 right now that we're doing it at no charge. We have some software fees that we have to pay per account. We're taking that because we want to help out the masses and do what we can.
Well, what's the fee? Just not to interrupt, but to interrupt, what's the fee?
We're roughly, when we set up an account, if you said today, hey, I want to start, we start at $10 that we have to pay to set you up. If you're a database, Yeah, a month. If your database gets up to 500 and 1,000, then our fees go up a little bit accordingly. But if it's going up, you guys are doing well. And if you like what we've done, and at the end, we can have a conversation about our full program, about what we do and what we offer, you know. But right now, that's not our message. That's not why we're on here. Nope. We want to help as many operators as we can with our free service to let them know that, you know, this is available for them. And you don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to put anything in your POS. Anything you need to do on your end, you're going to give them access to your Facebook page, and you're going to tell us a couple things about your business that we ask in an email, and then we'll take it from there and get it set up for you. So, and if you like it, then hey, let's have a conversation later. If not, hopefully we help you during a tough time. So.
Well, Mike, I do appreciate all the information here. There's a lot of good information that I hope these guys grab onto and incorporate. I hope some people are getting the curbside chat box. You know, and you know, I definitely, again, it's not a commercial for Adunja, but you know, they're doing a great service for us right now. So, Mike, is there any kind of one last message you want to give to the industry right now? Kind of a positive message, and how can people reach out to you? Where can they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for the guys that are still open, you know, we had guys that were 2 days, 3 days into this thing, and they're like, we're going and we're attacking this thing, and then circumstances, they had to close down so that we open when the thing passes by, right? So the guys that are there and still doing it, by now you've probably figured out enough of how you're doing it to survive. So keep pushing forward, you know, on both sides, because again, we're not an owner operator, so we see a little perspective, and the community loves the fact that you guys are delivering a product for them, allowing them to still get food. No one wants to walk in their pantry 7 days a week, right? I mean, that's who we are, you know. So the fact that there's options there for them still, you know, they're thankful for that. The community is thankful for it. So keep doing what you're doing. I know it's a grind for everybody. You know, with the same, like I said, we paused our retainers, so we're losing money too. But we did it because we want to help. We want to help the business out. Why the struggle is, we couldn't go ask for our fee, knowing what's going on. Same with you guys. I know you're not making the same amount of, you know, tickets or numbers per day, but just keep doing it. You will get through this thing, and there's, you know, resources that you guys are covering today on how businesses can get help. So just stay the course and be that option for them, because I think it's really important at this time that we still stay as have some normalcy, I guess. You know, whether it's my favorite pie or pasta or whatever it is, right? You got to have some normalcy right now. So I think it's probably easy for owners to lose sight on like what they're making a difference or doing something, but it really is a big part of what's going on. So, and as far as contacting us, you can go to our Facebook page and message us, or you can email me at mike@adunja.com, and just let us know that you want the engage about the curbside service. Again, there's no fee. We're charging nothing for it. And then, you know, we'll get it set up for you and get you up and running and tailor it for you. If you're not doing pickup, we'll have it tailored for delivery. If you have online ordering or you don't, we'll tailor it that way too. So we can get it set up pretty quick after we ask you a couple questions and get a couple pieces of artwork from you so that we can properly put it out there. You know, the businesses that are doing great with it, maybe spend a few bucks in ad spend. We don't make anything on ad spend. If you tell me, hey, I'll put $5 a day at this, that's $5 is going to Facebook to deliver your message. So we have clients that aren't doing any ad spend, and we have some that are doing some, and that's a personal preference. We don't care one way or the other. We think we know what works better, but that's totally up to the owner to do. And the last thing, and I know I'm ranting right now, but the last thing is like those tips that I told you. Like I said, we don't do any of those things. If you called up, Mike, I'd love to do the post a day for us. That's not what we do. My hope is that you guys get off this call and you go implement some of that stuff. Not one of those things that I listed on there costs a penny. They're all free as long as you already have a phone and camera and you can do those things. There's nothing on it that costs you anything. You can actually save some money if you use some third-party services and just take action on some of that stuff, and it'll make a big difference. You won't see like a vast improvement tomorrow, but if you stay consistent, you will see the things uptick in the right direction.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean, it's like you were saying, I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to get these things scheduled at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And eventually I don't have to do them every single day. Not that I don't love it, but we'll get back to normal. But you got to be consistent. You got to train them. It's not going to be immediate. We didn't have an audience on this, but I definitely loved having you on. I loved all the free tips. Like you said, those tips are free. It doesn't cost you a penny. But if you wanted to jump onto the curbside chat box, right now, that's not going to cost you a thing either. And again, I'm not doing this commercial for Mike. I talked with Mike. He was very likable. You know, he just came across as genuine. And Adunja, they're out there putting out for the industry as well right now because we're all hurting. So
Yeah.
I love what they're doing. I enjoy talking with Mike. I hope you guys kind of grasp onto some of these topics or some of just the hints that he gave you. I know a lot of you are already doing it, but some of you might not be. So take a hold of that and go running. So you can reach out to him at all the links and stuff that he just said. So tomorrow we're going to actually be talking with Ollie Hayter, 786 Degrees in Sun Valley, California. He's a great personality. He's going to be talking about how to modify your business for takeout if you're a wood-fired business, doing some of these pizza kits, which a lot of people are doing, but he's got a unique aspect where he kind of gives it towards kids. I love it. But he's got a lot of positive messages to give there, kind of being at the forefront of your social media, free senior deliveries, things like that. So tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Mike Donaker, Adunja Chat Experts, thank you so much, very much for your time.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
And any updates in the industry or with what's going on, just let us know for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we don't do those services on the tips that we did, but if somebody has a question, they can more than message us with a question on that and we'll answer those, no problem as well. So.
All right, guys. Well, sorry for the technical difficulties. Hope you're watching this after the fact, but we'll be back tomorrow and post any questions on the post and I'll forward them right over to Mike. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.